Thank you, everyone who's been tuning in to State Your Claim. I'm Gatsby.
Royal Rail.
You already know. Hope you all enjoyed the first two episodes. CDG Universe. Who's the new Nego? And we're back at it again. And this is going to be a new part of State Your Claim. State of the week, right? So we're going to just do kind of rapid fire, quick rundown of some topics within the world of fashion, within the world of sneakers, just within the world of culture. We're just spitballing, man. We're just talking. Let us know what you think in the comments. You agree with us, you disagree with us, like you thought we should have covered something else. You're going to see more of this start to come about.
Right.
Don't be worried. We're still going to have our, kind of more well-rounded topics that we're going to cover as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we headline hunting right now.
Yeah. Well, we got some big things, brewing. So you'll see that soon, very soon, as a matter of fact.
Facts.
But without further ado, all right, look, let's just get right into it because it's a lot that's going on. Okay, the Awake Jordan 6, Awake Jordan 6. How you feeling about that?
All right, so first things first, I read that it's two colorways.
Okay.
So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. But with that said, the first colorway that I saw, I'm not feeling them. I feel like the first colorway, it's just too playful for me. But I feel like if it would have been like a kids exclusive, sort of kind of like what Kif did, then I would have gave it like a 9 out of 10. But being that it's supposed to be men's, I don't know. I'm like at a.
You at like a 6, like the Jordan? I mean,
like out of 6 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, what colorway are you talking about? Because so they're saying that there's 2 for retail, but there's actually a third that was in the
last time I checked, it was only 2. So if it's a third one, then I got to see what that is. But as of right now, the only colorway that we seen, the one with the shades of blue, the reddish or
you got the midnight navy,
whatever.
You got the midnight navy, and then it's called the playful
denim, like a corner, like denim, like colors.
So, right.
It's too playful for me.
It's too playful. Yeah. You don't like that infrared up against the kind of patchwork denim. It's not what you're feeling.
It's too much for me. It's too much.
I think that one, I don't know for sure, but maybe that's a friends and family because that was a part of the lookbook, right? And so I think that the colorways that are going to be at retail are apparently it's called a playful pink, and then you have the midnight navy.
It's literally called a playful pink.
As literally what it's called. That's crazy. That's crazy. I did not come up with that name, by the way. It listen.
You like those?
Listen, I'll say this. I like the fact that they're leaning into pink because obviously with the Jordan 5 that did crazy numbers, last summer going into the fall. The bubble gum. So I get that whole idea of, this work. Right. Let's continue with that. That's I would imagine that that's probably the shoe that will only release at Awake, probably online.
Yeah, I hope so.
And then you got the midnight. And then we know who won't be asking for a pair. And then you got the midnight navy. That's probably gonna hit all the boutiques. It's gonna be on sneakers and all that stuff. Right. So the retail is supposed to be $230. And it's supposed to drop the end of summer, early fall. Mm-hmm. So look,
same routine.
Right. So this is the anniversary year of the Jordan 6. I want to say this is the 35th anniversary. Yeah, 35th anniversary of the Jordan 6. So, I like the fact that Awake is getting these legendary models. I feel like from a Jordan perspective, they've done well. I think Jordan's done right by them. I was not feeling the airships. I just thought that by the time that they got it, it was just worn out.
Yeah.
It was old and flabby like Larry Holmes. We didn't need that. We didn't need that. The 5s were cool. Yeah, I mean, the 6s, they don't really do much for me. But I will say that I think anyone online that's talking negatively about them, you're going to see how their tune and their tone changes. Because the same thing was with the 5s. I feel like by the time these drop, people are going to want them. And I would just
Hmm.
say, yeah, go ahead.
Anything that they can make money off of, people are gonna rant and rave, or,
For
like I
sure.
say nowadays, everything is one influencer away from people losing their minds over it. So that's not shocking at all, But me
Nah,
personally, does it fit into my repertoire? Nah, it doesn't.
I mean, yeah,
Doesn't move me.
neither for me. I don't wear sixes like that. I mean, I respect the six. I think it's a great silhouette, but it's not a silhouette that I choose to wear
All
often.
right,
So like I'm not jumping to that.
all right, cool. So before we switch subjects, out of a
Hmm.
10, what does Gatsby give it?
I'm gonna give it a 6.9. I'm gonna give him 6.9 right
All
now.
right, so it's fair to say. So I gave it a 6. You give it a 6.9. So we're at a
Yeah,
6.5 on it.
right.
Cool.
I'm gonna just rate it kind of like that. But shout out to Awake,
Yeah, facts.
Angelo, Hugo,
Angelo, Hugo, yeah,
all
the
that,
guys.
building great community. Um,
Absolutely, absolutely.
so we'll see what happens a little later on this summer
Facts.
when
We gonna pull up to some block parties, fellas. Don't get it
come on,
twisted.
man.
I
Come on,
might
man.
not be jacking the Jordans, but I'm pulling up to the block party. You heard?
Yeah, we're gonna be wearing something. May not be
Yeah,
those, but it'll be something though. Yeah, I mean,
facts.
yeah, looking forward to it. And it's getting warm outside, so it's gonna be a lot of block parties outside,
It's
So
that time. It's that
it should
time.
be good. Should be good. All right. Anything else you want to talk about on just Awake in general, the Awake sixes, or we good?
Nah, we're good on that.
All right. All right. Next subject. Okay, so still sticking with streetwear, and obviously there's some synergies between Awake and Supreme,
Right.
with Angelo. But we got Supreme Spring Summer 26. We saw the preview roll out last week. They had their, first drop. Obviously the first drop is like two drops in one,
Exactly.
right? And then also we've been hearing about a certain collab, a part two that Supreme is gonna do hopefully this spring. But before we get to that, what did you think about, just the lookbook, anything that you're eyeing, anything that you're feeling as far as them?
Um, I think it was a lot of solid pieces in there. Um, it was also a bit of nothing new from Supreme, but a bit of remixing and thievery as well. But like I said, that's something they've been doing, so I'm not surprised by that. But overall, I will say I was satisfied with what I saw. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
they 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 did the thing with it.
Of course.
I love I love what they've been doing with the leather pieces lately. I'm a big leather guy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't deny that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the Gore-Tex pieces stood out for me.
The Gore-Tex leather,
Absolutely.
yo,
What? Yo.
that's top five. That's top
Right.
five in terms
Right.
of things like when
Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to see that up close and personal, especially the blue jacket.
Mm,
I'm I think that one will pop with the right outfit. I mean, listen, you and I, we got way too much black in our wardrobes anyway. You know what I mean? And it just keeps happening like that, even though,
right.
shocker, none of us
Mm,
are wearing black tonight.
right.
Which is actually kind of surprising, but I'm curious to see that one. The casket, they always gonna do something crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
That,
insane.
that
You know
was
what I mean?
crazy.
So I'm just wondering, like, what do you do with something like that?
The casket? I don't know.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know who I'm gonna bury in there. I don't know.
Wait, did you say who you were gonna be? Dog, are you a pallbearer? Like, what are you talking about? Who you're
No,
gonna
I'm
be?
saying I got parents. I got parents. I got family. I got friends. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, who would you hold? Why would you go buy a casket, hold on to it, and bury
Uh,
it? That's why I'm like,
if
I
you
don't.
if you buy that, you only yourself can go in there.
I wouldn't. Now I don't want to go out in the Supreme thing. I don't like them that much. I like them.
Me
I don't
neither.
like them that much.
Me neither. That dog, how
You know what
how
I'm saying?
insane would that be? You got literally people carrying your
I'm a.
Supreme casket
Hey,
loaded
listen,
in the hearse.
listen. I'm a huge Rick Owens and CDG fan. I wouldn't want a casket by either one of them either.
Nah, 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 nah.
Um,
Definitely not. Definitely not.
what I will say is those Barclays that just dropped this past week, they wasn't it.
Nah, didn't need them. Didn't need them.
They
You
didn't
know,
move me at all.
not at all. My guy hit me and was like, "Do you? Do you not? I said, nah, man. Like, you know, we don't need a. I get it. Certain people want the low, right? They want the low. It's an SB, so it's more. I'm totally fine. I'm cool on 'em.
Nah, they don't want that low. They want the
Right.
OG colors in low. They don't want
Exactly.
those. That
Which
was that they that's waste right there. You know when they be talking about that they wasting materials and they just add in the landfill? That's what
hmm
those were. Landfill and waste.
Yeah, nah, it was a triple no. There was no color way in there. Even the triple black is like, yo, I'd rather just get a regular,
Man,
high top pair of Barclays and just call it a day. And
listen,
I
man.
don't need them. I don't need them.
Four out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a two.
You gave it a 2?
I'm giving it two. It was just unnecessary.
A 2?
A two. Yeah.
For once, you're worse than me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my, it's gonna
Yeah.
snow again next week.
No, no, it's not. No, it's not. We do not need. I'm tired of wearing boots.
Oh,
I'm tired of wearing boots, man. I'm tired of wearing my. I got some good boots, but I'm tired of wearing them. But yeah, man, it was just life. It was lifeless. It
yeah,
was lifeless.
I can dig it. I can
You
dig
know,
it.
and I think like in week two when it's just the sneaker drop,
Right,
to me that should be crispy. That should have so much motion to it,
right.
right? And I just feel like it was like, I mean, yeah, I know they're gonna sell out, but I'm good. I'm good. Um, so I'd say one last piece that I'm excited about, and this is regional for me, is the bullets. They got a Supreme bullets uh jersey. Just I gotta cop that just to have. Mitchell and Ness,
I still rather have the Mitchell and Ness or the Harwood's classic one.
of course, but I already got an authentic Weber, and really I need Mitchell and Ness to do an authentic white bullets jersey. Rod Strickland #1, please.
Oh
Please
yeah,
and thank you. Please and thank you.
Kyrie before Kyrie.
Well, that's his
That's
was his
Godfather.
godfather. So, right, right, right. So nothing but
Mov-
facts. Yeah.
Moving that part along, I'm
Yeah.
excited as you
Mm-hmm.
hinted to earlier. I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited for the Supreme times MM6 Part 2.
Let's get it.
I'm hoping that maybe they have maybe I'm hoping like they do this just a tad bit better job. They didn't really do bad the first time,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, but they
Mm-hmm.
could have done better. They didn't do bad, but they could have done better. Um, so I'm just hoping that this one is just, it's just a little bit more thoughtful, and if so, I'll definitely be picking up a piece or two. I can't see myself buying more than 2 pieces, but I'm definitely going to get a piece or two.
Yeah, I mean, listen, part one, I thought they did a really good job. I thought it was very tasteful, right?
Yeah, it was. It was.
They didn't jump out the building with it.
Right.
I like I thought the tea was really good. Um, I thought that the puffer kind of jacket coat was smooth, or shirt jacket was smooth. The wig was crazy, but people
Yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? It's always interesting to see kind of like that odd piece that you don't think really fits. Um, but what I am hearing is that there could be a Kiss T-shirt, or a Kiss shirt, excuse me, as a part of that collab. So that would be kind of interesting because that's, obviously one of the more coveted, you know,
Yeah.
Margiela pieces. So I'd be
Right.
curious to see how they kind of blend those two worlds together. If you know about that one, how coveted that is just due to the low production on that piece. But yeah, I mean, I think it was good for them to do part one. When I think about MM6 Supreme, I think about Stussy and Dries from a couple years prior, and,
Yeah.
and I think about which one was better. I would say I think the Dries Stussy overall was better from part one. Let's see what the MM6 Supreme is part two. But yeah, and we haven't seen anything. You haven't seen any images
No,
of
I
it,
haven't.
right?
Nothing.
Right.
Nada.
So I kind of like how Supreme is like, yo, we're gonna show you a lot of stuff, but certain things are gonna, kind of keep tucked. So, stay tuned for more.
Yeah, and another thing is real quick because I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
drag this out.
Yeah.
They've also been getting on some of the online sites. You know how they preview things ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
They've been making those. They've been making those sites on Instagram and Threads or wherever. They've been making those take them down. Yeah, so so they're definitely trying to keep their drops. Not let the information get out there too soon. So that's good on their
Right.
part. But
Right.
what I would like to say, which we
Hmm.
definitely have to talk about, is what month it is.
It is Air Max month.
Absolutely. And you on the sideline, you were telling me that you feel as though you don't know what Nike is doing with the Neon 95s because you're like they dropped them last year,
Mhm.
and then a year later they're still hard to get. But I agree with you, but I feel like people are basically going to the stores and doing the legwork for people to make it easier for them to just cop them online because I mean the resale price for them isn't really that high.
How much they going for right now?
Depending on your size, but anywhere from 250 to 280.
Okay.
Not great, but not bad.
And I think that shoe retail for 190. I want to
Yeah,
say
New York
190.
after taxes, it's still over 200. So it's
Of course.
like,
Oh
all
yeah.
right, so you're getting burnt for $40 or $50,
Mm-hmm.
$60 top. That's not too bad in the resale market.
No, it's not.
Especially for not having to get up early in the morning and then not having to go online and deal with half of the dickheads that's online. Like I personally was against buying stuff. If I couldn't get it for retail, I was like, I'm not getting it because so much stuff comes out nowadays. But if a shoe like that, if I really want it nowadays, and if I don't have a plug on it, and it's something I really want, if you're telling me I got to pay, like $50 over retail, here you can have it nowadays, and I can just, sleep in the morning, and I don't have
Right.
to deal with anything, the
Peace of
headache.
mind.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about the neons. For Air Max month, they're not dropping, but have you seen the let me make sure I pronounce his name right. Traceland Pratt. He's from
Traceland
England.
Pratt. Right.
Traceland Pratt. Have you
Right.
seen the 97s?
I have
Thought.
triple black, real stealthy, real stealthy. I say a highly detailed shoe. You all can see it right now, on the screen. I think that if you love intricate details, right, of a sneaker, then that shoe is for you. It's gonna go. A lot of people are probably gonna say, "Oh, it's just another triple black 97," right? From a naked eye, you could even say, "Oh, it looks like the Air Max 97 Ultras," right? If
Right.
you really
Mm.
if you just look at it really closely, right? And you don't really have that really sharp eye to
Yeah.
see some of those details there, you would say, yo, like this is something that's just gonna collect dust. But that's typically what people say when they're so into sneakers, but they don't zoom out and respect fashion.
You know what's crazy? I totally agree with you. This shoe reminds me, it's funny you say the Ultra. It reminds me of the I don't know if you remember the Shanghais.
Of course.
The
Yeah.
Shanghais reminds me of the Shanghais
Mm-hmm.
meeting the CDG 95
Mm-hmm.
with the
Mm-hmm.
layers. It reminds me of
Right.
like if they had a kid. That's what the shoe reminds me of. But I'll definitely be checking them out. Now I'm hoping it's a shoe that's released nationally and not just you know,
Could just be a
worldwide, I should
region
say, and
thing.
not just
Right.
and just not in London.
In London.
I'm hoping it hits stateside.
Right. I mean, I don't know. You got some plugs over there though. I know you do. I know you do. Yeah. Yeah. I know you do. I know you do. So, if Roy wants to get that shoe, he's
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
do.
that shoe.
That's a fact.
You
That
know,
is a
like
fact.
when you put your mind to it, a little bit of patience, a little bit of outreach, a little bit of legwork, you can get what you want, people.
That's a fact.
Y'all just
Fact.
lazy. Y'all just be complaining. That's what happens.
Yeah,
You
they
know?
wanted to fall in their lap. That's not how the game works.
That is not how the game works. All right, and then just doubling back, you talked about the Neon 95s. Look, I'm happy that they re-released this year. I didn't like how Nike released them last year.
Right.
The super gatekeeping shops had like 12 pairs total. Um, to me, that's crazy. I feel like Neon 95s, when they initially dropped, like, you can't make a general release shoe all of a sudden this like boutique thing. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? That is a big door shoe. I don't care that it's maybe one of the top Air Maxes of all time, because it is. I don't care that it's one of the more coveted Nike shoes of all time, because it is. Some things have to just be for the people, and we're in a crowded sneaker market space right now, and I just didn't like the way they approached that. So I'm happy that they dropped this year, or uh, yesterday, and I saw a lot of people winning. So that makes me feel good, right? Everyone should experience things like that.
Right.
That's all. That's all. All right. That's all I got on the 95 neons. Anything else you want to talk about? Air Max month? How you feeling about it? You good?
Nah.
All right. So moving on, moving forward, let's get into some high fashion meets legacy sneakers. So Simone Roca, Adidas,
Solid. Whole collection, everything, apparel, shoes, solid. Of
okay,
course, it's for the ladies, so it's
right?
not for us. But nevertheless,
Okay,
it's
it may be for other people, but let's just I'm just saying,
yo, listen.
saying, just, you know, just saying.
Yo, my man, Mr. All Inclusive here.
In the last come on, man. I'm just saying. All right, go ahead,
You
go ahead.
copy the you copy
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry. Go, keep going.
yo. Nevertheless, solid. The apparel's solid.
Yep.
She made a whole collection of apparel. It is solid. The
Mm-hmm.
shoes are solid. I
Mm-hmm.
will enjoy seeing people with it. But as I say with a lot of things, to me it seems like with collections like these, we know it released, we know it exists, but I be feeling like I just don't see it. I
Okay,
hope
tell me more. Tell me more. What do you mean by that?
like these collections, like outside of Instagram, I probably won't see anyone wearing this. Which is weird. Now I can go to Dope, like I always say. If you don't know by now, people, everyone knows Dover Street Market is our favorite store. We're gonna go there.
One
I'm
of them.
gonna see somebody with it on there, but once I leave out of those doors, I don't feel like I'm gonna see it, and I should. And I just feel like that happens too often with collaborations like this.
Well, I mean, how often do you see people wearing that brand in general?
Um,
Let's just take it there. And by the
I
way,
mean, I mean, she said,
I'm not
yeah,
saying that the brand isn't good. There's so many brands
her
that
H
people
and M
can wear.
collab. That's another thing. Like her H&M collab, right? It sold out in like seconds.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
never see anyone wearing it outside of Instagram. Like I bought some of the men's pieces. I wear them,
Hmm.
I wear them occasionally. That's the first men's apparel that she ever made. So, I made sure I went and grabbed some pieces from it. But it's like I've never ran into somebody else wearing any of the men's pieces. And I've seen a couple women here and there. I can't count Sue, but I don't, it's like her stuff is so good. And like you said, you really don't see people wearing it, but it's always sold out or gone, which is
And
crazy.
it, do-
And
and
she
it
does a
does.
lot of collaborations, like a lot.
She does. But you know, you're right. You don't see a lot of people wearing that brand, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
No, not at all.
I think that the fans of her brand
Hmm.
are going to go crazy over
Absolutely.
this collection, and here's the reason why. Right? So, what I like about how we, look at things is that we can appreciate some shit that is not for us,
Right.
right? You know what I mean? Like, yo, we're not wearing it. We're not gonna buy it, but like, yo, I'll be like, yo, visually, this is beautiful. What I like about the collab is her design language really comes through on just about every piece.
Right.
Oftentimes you see a collaborator collab with Nike, and it just seems like Nike takes over. You know what I mean? And they're just happy to be there, right? They just slap on a logo. That's not what's happening with this collaboration. Like all her,
Any Adidas, not to cut you off, any Adidas collaboration.
right? Adidas will let you cook. I think they really want to say like, yo, bring your world to us. Like, let's see
Mm-hmm.
what we can do together. Right. It's not like some of the other brands that are out there. So I just respect that off rip. But you would have to actually have seen her clothes in person or seen them online and really like look at them to be like, oh, okay, like this makes sense. If you don't know what her typical clothing style is, if you see the collab, you're just kind of like, what is this? Right.
Right.
But to know it, I respect it.
Yeah.
And I think it does do well. Um, and yeah, we'll probably see people at Dover or at a fashion week party or
Yeah.
somewhere downtown wearing it. But we see a lot of stuff here in New York and in major cities that you just don't see other places. So that's just kind
Yeah.
of what it is. It doesn't mean that it's not good, you
Right.
know? So all right. Okay, moving forward, and this is very, very major news, really caught me off guard. Martine Rose, shout out to Martine Rose, is canceled her fall winter 26 order.
I
This,
mean,
yeah,
she basically said that the shit ain't right. She ain't dropping it.
right.
I'm not mad at her.
I'm not mad either, but it's really different though because she already showed at Fashion Week, and typically that doesn't happen,
And
right?
she
Like,
that's right. And she canceled orders on top of that. Like orders got canceled, which is crazy.
right,
So I
right.
mean, I'm pretty sure it's more to the story than she's telling us,
Oh,
but
it's a lot
I
more to this
mean,
story. It's a
but
lot more to this.
like I say all the time, if you can't put your best foot forward, then I'd rather put no feet forward at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Profound, profound words spoken by a wise man. So this is what I will say, right? Couple things that are going on in the background really quickly. Martine is under Tomorrow Ltd, which is a brand development platform. They hold the majority stake in her brand. So I feel like something is going on there. That relationship definitely has soured over the last month. It was probably brewing even before. Maybe she probably shouldn't even have showed, right? Because she
Right.
probably knew something was about to go down. But what's really interesting is another brand, Caperni, is also under Tomorrow Ltd, and they abruptly canceled their Paris Fashion Week show.
Property
Okay,
did
yeah, they did, and this is due to a deteriorated relationship with
mm,
investors and lack of resources. So let's double back for a second. So you
mm,
think about Martine, I feel like she's probably experiencing some of these same things. So what she said is that I'm backing out now. It's not about poor sales because people buy Martine Rose. It's not about boutiques and online retails not wanting her stuff because they certainly did. She said it's about protecting herself and for the long term longevity of the brand. So I wonder if she's going to try and find a way to separate herself to get under that umbrella because they own a majority stake of Martine Rose as it stands today.
she better pull a hair on Preston. She better go
Yo,
like his lawyers.
but listen, that takes time.
I
That
know.
takes time.
I know.
That
Oh
that take
man.
that takes time though. I mean, like we could be looking at a couple of seasons, a couple of seasons in a drought without Martine Rose. And I love me some Martine Rose, man. So I don't know.
Hey man, all I can say is this for all you brands out there, know who you getting in bed with.
That's true. And this is why we got to go back to CDG for a second. The fact that they're independently owned, they do what they want. It's a hard journey. It's a hard journey. You know what I mean? Look, I'm not saying don't take the bread. I'm not. I'm a money man. I like my money, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, I don't know.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting.
But another brand that, you know, that's, we just talked about Simone, now
Mm-hmm.
Martine.
Mm-hmm.
Another one, Off White.
Off-white.
They clearly are trying to get all the money that they can get because they're now selling hoodies at Costco.
Wait. Okay, so
Costco, where they
yeah,
got it for the low.
for the low. I think the hoodies are what, $80
$80,
in
$80.
Canada.
And then in Canada, so here they're like 60 something, but if they come out here. But this, all right. So I think that's crazy that Off-White is doing that. Maybe this is their way of doing the Jerry Lorenzo or doing the diffusion line. But I say all that to say, I don't want to dwell on this too much. You know, we'll run the little clip, the little video for people to see.
Okay.
But
The little video for people to see.
Costco members, I'm Ryan, the men's apparel buyer. Come along with me for a sneak peek of exclusive new item coming to select warehouses. We're excited to introduce a new brand, Off-White, coming in 3 colors, white, black, and blue. See you at Costco.
listen, this is what I want to say.
Okay, talk to me.
The real MVP in all of this is somebody at Costco who I don't know. Because this person has got Timberlands in it. They've gotten the Nike SB collab. And now they got Off-White.
Right.
Who's never doing this at Costco? Yo, you that nigga. You heard? You that nigga. Because I don't know where this is coming from.
Oh my God.
But it's happening before our eyes.
Yo, Costco.
So if I would have told you that, you wouldn't have believed that.
Right. Yeah, Costco's on a different type of time right now. Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought the SBs were strong. I liked how they did it. You know,
Yeah.
listen, where else can you go get a slice of pizza, buy 100 pack of toilet paper, and then get an Off-White hoodie? And if you're lucky, you got some Nike SBs. Okay, it's Costco. But let's just kind of go a little bit into the depths of this, right? So the reason why you got Off-White showing up at Costco has a lot to do with the ownership of Off-White, right? Virgil, his estate has nothing to do with it at this point. They actually are under Blue Star, which is a conglomerate that is known for exploiting and democratizing fashion, right? So
Get money.
get money, but see, this is what happens, right? Just a few years ago, you got Off-White boutiques, right? You got it showing up in Barney's. You have it on Essence, all the cool places, Dover, whatever.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Now it's in Costco. Now
We've
it's in
seen this
Costco.
before.
We have.
We've seen this with Stussy. We
Yeah.
saw this with BBC.
Yes.
What did they end up doing? Scaling it back.
And
So
then
let
and then-
Off-White get their money,
right.
and then they're going to scale it back.
Right.
If they can survive that long, because once again, the streets tell me people are over Off-White.
They're over it. They're over it. I mean, maybe you got people looking for some like older pieces or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's right now it's dormant. But like a lot of these brands, like you said with Stussy, you know, these brands really can live 9 lives. Stussy was in Zoomies.
Exactly.
Stussy's was in
So was
Zoomies.
BBC.
They were in Urban Outfitters, right? It was a not cool brand. Look at them now. Look at them now, right? So we'll see what happens with Off-White, but definitely, you know, waking up, scrolling, I was like, wow, all right, this is where we at. But again, you know, Virgil kind of wanted to democratize fashion, turned up on side its head anyway. So I don't know if he's smiling about this. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows this? I mean, it's accessible for everyone, I guess. So
Right, right,
whatever.
right.
But
Yeah,
speaking about democratizing, and you know, some people don't like when I use this word or this term, but whatever. But speaking of slutting stuff out,
Mm.
Vans is on a slut walk lately.
Vans. You had enough Vans? You want some more? Royal, you want some more Vans?
Bro,
Do you want some more Vans?
you know what? I love Vans. I've always loved Vans. I've always worn Vans for the better part of sheesh, I would say better part of 25 years now.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wearing Vans. What I want to say is I like the new styles that they're coming out with. I like the things that they're doing, but it's like I like what they're doing with the shoes, but I feel like they're overdoing it. But that's normally what happens with anything, which I understand. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens.
Because they
Like,
found something that worked.
right, so like the pearlized, it was nice or whatever. It wasn't originally for Satoshi. It was originally just for Vans. Satoshi saw it. He said, "Let me get that."
Right.
Then they released, his exclusive colorways. Then they did the OTW version, and now Vans is just making like their regular little versions. But it's like, how many pearlized Vans do I need? I have like I said, I have a pair of Satoshis. Then I have the hot pink ones. Now they got the OG color blue ones coming out. That's a play on the OG color Vans.
Of course.
And I like those better than the hot pink ones. So I'm saying to myself, I'm about to sell the hot pink ones and just cop the blue ones because I don't need 3 pairs of pearlized Vans. I don't. Some people got all the Satoshis, but I'm like, I don't need that much of that shoe.
Right. Right.
Particularly. Do I have a lot of Jordan ones? Yeah. Do I have a lot of Nike SB dunks? Yes, I do. But it's not me buying. To me, it's not the same thing. And they got souvenirs. So word on the street is they're releasing 3 more colors. We've seen the white oatmeal ones. One of the legend colors is is like a pinkish tie-dye one, and then they have a black colorway coming out. And once again, it's like, the original ones were a play on the Chanel bag. It's like, all right, how many souvenir Vans do we really need? And I feel like the more they release, some people say, oh no, it's making original ones crazier. No, to me, it's sort of dumbing the original ones down the more and more you keep dropping them.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I think it's just the state of all these sneaker brands. I mean, they're literally following the format that everyone else does, right? If something is going to work, let's flood the market. Let's get 20 different colorways, right? Let's literally kill it. Let's kill this. Let's literally kill this. And I don't think that they're out of bounds for doing it. Because there is a lot of energy, there is a lot of motion in Vans. I mean, if you just look around even 3 years ago, right? 3 years ago, people weren't really talking about it, unless you were a avid Vans collector, right? So they definitely turned up the frequency on it. And look, let's just see how long it lasts. I'm comfortable with it because I like a shoe game. I like a shoe market that is filled with different brands doing something, right? Like if you look to each brand, for most brands right now, you can say, okay, you can attribute this to this brand, right? Like they got this going on, right? If you go to Adidas, okay, they have this going on. Nike is Nike, right? But for Vans to enter the chat, right? I think it's really dope to see, because when you and I, we're coming up, you remember that people were wearing everything.
Right.
People were literally wearing everything. You know what I mean? Like he might have on some Nike. She may have on some Adidas. They might have on some Converse basketball shoes, right?
Right.
It was just, and so I do like seeing that right now. Let's see how long it can last. I know Vans has been doing a lot of hard work, so it is nice to see that. And I'd be curious, it's like, okay, so at one point, do they really start to like lean back into to skate, right? Like that never went anywhere. But right now, I feel like it's a big lifestyle play for them. When do they, tap back in to those areas, like the origins of the brand? I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Right. The only time will tell.
Only time will tell, man. But yeah, listen, that's really it. State your claim, state of the week. Are there any other topics that you want to discuss, Royal?
Absolutely not. That was it. But, as always, episode 3 coming soon.
Coming soon.
All platforms.
You gonna let them know
later?
You gonna let them know? You gonna let them know what episode 3 is?
Nah, not yet. They gotta
Nah,
wait and
not
see.
yet.
I'm gonna wait till the promo videos and stuff start coming out. But this was a little. This we gonna like Gatsby said earlier. This is something we're gonna start giving to you every week.
Right.
For the meantime, in between time.
Right. Yep.
State of the week. So
Yep. A little bit of fast food, but it's high quality. It's high quality. You know what I
facts,
mean? And
facts,
then we come back with episode 3. That's Sunday dinner. That's Sunday
absolutely,
dinner. So
absolutely.
enjoy. Make sure you're not late for that. Don't be late for Sunday dinner.
All right, man. I'm
Yeah.
out of here, Brody.
No, that's it, man. I have nothing to say.
Well, you know what I always say.
What do you say?
If you like something, you're dick riding. If you don't, you're hating. With that said, do you.
Do you? Oh, by the way, please like, please subscribe, please follow, all of that. All of that. We appreciate you all very much. All right. Be safe out there. Be nice to people, man. Do something kind. All right. Do something kind for somebody. All right. Do something kind for somebody. All right. It'll come back. It'll come back to you. All right. That's
Fact.
it. That's it.
God, I'm going to get at you, man.
All right, man. It's always a pleasure, man. You know what it is, man. All right.
Easy.
Yeah.